In the twinkling town of Glimmer Grove, where the trees sparkled with tiny lights and the rivers flowed with shimmering water, lived a group of best friends known as the Sparkle Squad. There was Benny the Bunny, who loved to hop faster than a shooting star, Lila the Lizard, who could change colours to blend into any scene, Toby the Turtle, who carried a shiny shell that glowed in the dark, and Pippa the Parrot, who could sing songs that made the flowers dance. Together, they roamed the meadows and forests of Glimmer Grove, always on the lookout for adventure. One sunny morning, as the friends munched on glitter berries under the great glow tree, a strange thing happened. The sky, usually bright with swirling colours, began to dim. The stars that twinkled even in the daytime started to flicker, and a soft, worried hum filled the air. The Sparkle Squad looked up, their eyes wide with surprise. "Whoa, what's happening?" Benny asked, his fluffy ears twitching. "The sky looks like it's running out of sparkles." Lila's scales shimmered from green to purple as she climbed a rock to get a better view. "The stars are fading. That's not supposed to happen in Glimmer Grove." Toby poked his head out of his glowing shell. "Maybe the Starlight Keeper is in trouble. She's the one who keeps the sky shiny, right?" Pippa flapped her wings, her feathers glowing red and gold. "Toby's right. The Starlight Keeper lives at the top of Glimmer Mountain. If the stars are fading, she might need our help. Let's go find her." The Sparkle Squad didn't waste a moment. They packed their adventure bags with glitter berries, glow sticks, and a map of Glimmer Grove drawn on a leaf. The map showed a winding path to Glimmer Mountain, through the whispering woods, across the Giggle River, and up the steep, sparkly slopes. It wouldn't be an easy journey, but the friends were ready. As they hopped, scampered, and waddled toward the whispering woods, Benny led the way, bouncing so fast he left a trail of sparkles behind him. "Come on, everyone. We'll save the stars in no time." The whispering woods were filled with trees that whispered secrets in the breeze. The leaves rustled. "Turn back. It's too tricky." But the Sparkle Squad wasn't scared. Lila blended into the trees, her scales turning leafy green to scout ahead. She spotted a path blocked by a giant tangle of vines. "These vines are tougher than a grumpy toad's hide," Lila said, tugging at them. "We need to get through, but they won't budge." Toby shuffled forward, his shell glowing brighter. "Let me try something." He tapped the vines with his shell, and the soft light made them wiggle and squirm. "They're ticklish," Toby laughed. "Keep shining, everyone." The friends gathered around, holding up their glow sticks. The vines giggled. Yes, vines can giggle in Glimmer Grove, and untangle themselves, revealing a clear path. "Nice work, Toby," Pippa cheered, singing a happy tune that made the vines sway like they were dancing. Onward they went, reaching the Giggle River, where the water bubbled and laughed as it flowed. But the river was wide, and the only way across was a rickety bridge made of glowing twigs. Benny hopped onto the bridge, but it wobbled so much he nearly fell into the giggling water below. "Whoa, this bridge is wobblier than a jelly bean jellyfish," Benny said, hopping back to safety. Pippa flew above the bridge, inspecting it. "It's old, but I think we can cross if we work together." "Benny, you're fast. Can you hold the rope steady?" "Lila, can you blend into the bridge to check for weak spots?" "Toby, your shell can light the way." The friends nodded. Benny grabbed the ropes, keeping the bridge steady with his quick paws. Lila's scales turned twig brown as she slithered across, pointing out loose sticks. Toby followed, his shell glowing like a tiny moon, guiding everyone safely. Pippa flew overhead, singing a brave song to keep their spirits high. Together they crossed the Giggle River, laughing as the water splashed and giggled below. Finally, they reached the base of Glimmer Mountain. Its slopes sparkled with crystal rocks, but the path was steep and slippery. The friends looked up, seeing the peak hidden in a swirl of fading stars. "We're almost there," Lila said, her scales shimmering with determination. "Let's climb!" The climb was tough. Benny's hops were too bouncy for the slippery rocks, and he kept sliding back. Lila tried blending into the crystals, but they were too shiny to grip. Toby moved slowly, but his shell was too heavy for the steep path. Pippa's wings got tired from flying against the windy gusts. The Sparkle Squad sat down, feeling a bit discouraged. "This mountain is trickier than a barrel of tickle monkeys," Benny sighed, munching a glitterberry. Toby tapped his shell thoughtfully. "Maybe we're trying too hard on our own. What if we help each other, like we did at the river?" Lila's eyes lit up. "Good idea. Benny, you're fast. Can you scout the best path? Pippa, can you fly ahead and warn us about loose rocks? Toby, your shell can light the way, and I'll stick to the rocks to keep us steady." The friends got to work. Benny zipped ahead, marking a safe path with glow sticks. Pippa soared above, squawking warnings about wobbly stones. Toby's shell lit up the dark corners, and Lila's sticky scales helped her guide the others. Step by step, they climbed higher, cheering each other on. When Benny slipped, Lila caught him. When Pippa's wings got tired, Toby let her rest on his shell. Together, they reached the top of Glimmer Mountain. At the peak stood a glowing crystal tower where the Starlight Keeper lived. But the tower was dark, and the Starlight Keeper, a wise old owl named Stella, was nowhere to be seen. Instead, they found a strange, shadowy creature made of swirling smoke, gobbling up tiny stars like they were candy. "Oh no," Pippa whispered. "That's a Gloom Gobbler. It eats starlight and makes the sky dim." The Gloom Gobbler turned, its smoky eyes glaring. "Who dares disturb my snack time?" It growled, puffing out a cloud of darkness. Benny puffed up his chest. "We're the Sparkle Squad, and we're here to save the stars." The Gloom Gobbler laughed, sending a wave of gloom that made the friends shiver. But Lila stepped forward, her scales glowing bright red. "You can't scare us. We've got sparkles and we've got each other." The friends huddled together, thinking fast. "We need to shine brighter than the Gloom Gobbler's darkness," Toby said. "But how?" Pippa flapped her wings. "Let's use our glow sticks in my song. If we shine and sing together, maybe we can chase it away." The Sparkle Squad sprang into action. Benny hopped around the Gloom Gobbler, waving his glow stick like a tiny comet. Lila's scales shimmered in every colour, dazzling the creature. Toby's shell glowed like a beacon, and Pippa sang the brightest, happiest song Glimmer Grove had ever heard. The flowers at the tower's base began to dance, and the crystal tower started to sparkle again. The Gloom Gobbler hissed, shrinking smaller and smaller as the light and music overwhelmed it. "No, too much sparkle," it wailed, puffing into a tiny cloud and disappearing with a pop. From the tower, a soft hoot echoed. Stella the Starlight Keeper flew out, her feathers glowing with silver light. "Oh, Sparkle Squad, you've saved the stars," she said, her eyes twinkling. "The Gloom Gobbler snuck in while I was napping, but your light and teamwork chased it away." Stella waved her wing, and the sky burst into colour again. Stars twinkled brighter than ever, and Glimmer Grove sparkled like a giant jewel. The friends cheered, hugging each other tightly. "You're welcome, Stella," Benny said, hopping in circles. "We knew we could do it together." Stella smiled. "You four are true heroes. As a thank you, I'll give you each a star to keep in your hearts. It'll shine whenever you need courage or friendship." She touched each friend with her wing, and a tiny star glowed inside them. Benny's star made him hop even faster. Lila's star made her colours brighter. Toby's star made his shell shine like a rainbow. Pippa's star made her songs even sweeter. The Sparkle Squad headed back to Glimmer Grove, their hearts glowing with pride. They crossed the Giggle River, waved to the whispering vines, and danced under the great glow tree. The stars above twinkled just for them, and the friends knew they'd always have each other, no matter what adventure came next. And so, in Glimmer Grove, the Sparkle Squad's legend grew. Kids in the town told stories of their bravery, and every night, when the stars shone bright, they'd whisper, "Thank you, Sparkle Squad." And the friends? They just kept exploring, laughing and shining, ready for their next big adventure.